Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Daniela, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this full face of makeup using $1 makeup. Yes, you heard that right. I'm kind of shocked too, but everything that I used in this video was $1. I have makeup brushes, lashes, foundation, things that are usually really expensive in the makeup world. Everything was $1 today. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep on watching. All right guys, let's get started. I have all the products laid out on my desk and it's a little overwhelming because I bought a lot of stuff, but you know, I wanted to do a full face of makeup using $1 makeup, which is so crazy to me because I spent on a full face, every single product that I have here, I spent about $67, and that's with shipping, taxes, and all of that. My foundation, I use the NARS foundation, is $63 alone. So this was an amazing deal, and I hope the products work well. This will be a little bit of, you know, a first impressions as well because I've never used any of these products. So I really hope you guys get to enjoy it with me. I also bought brushes, of course, because you can't do your makeup without some tools. So I bought 2 sets. They each come with 10 brushes. So they were $10. You could buy the brushes individually. I think they have bundles of 2. So if you only really need 2 or a couple brushes, I should say, you can get those 2. You don't need to get the whole bundle, but I wanted to get them. So we have this one here. It's like a bamboo style. It comes in this little pouch. And then I have another one that is like this. So this one is more face specific. There is a couple of more like concealer, like denser brushes here, but I got both of them because I wanted to have variety. All right, so let's get started. The only thing on my face right now is moisturizer and SPF because you guys know those 2 things I always put on regardless if I'm putting on makeup or not. But let's get started with the primer. This is the first thing I bought. It's the Clean Slate Primer, face primer. It's from AOA. Most of the things I bought are from that brand, the AOA brand. So if there's any difference, I'll tell you guys, but this is the consistency. It's really creamy. There's a little bit of a tint to it, but let's see how it applies. It feels like a moisturizer, which is really nice. It feels really hydrating on the skin. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to move on to my brows. Okay, for my brows, I'm going to be using this angled brush. This is the AOA Studio E144. And then I got the AOA Studio Wonder Brow Pomade. I'm not big on pomades for my brows because I prefer powder. It's just a personal preference. But I couldn't find a powder on the website, so I decided to try this pomade. Let's see how it applies. It seems really creamy, so hopefully it works out. It's going on really smoothly and creamy, which is really nice. The color that I got is in Ebony, which is the same color that I used in my previous video for the brow duo that I used, the powder. However, this one seems to be a lot darker than the one that I regularly use, but we'll make it work. Okay, and those are the eyebrows done. I really like that pomade, to be honest with you guys. I am not a pomade person, like I said. I prefer powder, but I might just switch to a pomade from here on out. The only thing is that this color is a little bit darker than what I'm used to. I'm used to more of like a brownish, almost reddish undertone. This is definitely more on the darker brown, almost close to black. So I might just go up a shade and just change it for whatever other brownish color they have. Okay, so after putting on the brows with the pomade, I am going to use this AOA Go Brow Fiber Gel, brow gel basically, and set the brows. It's a tiny little wand, which is really nice because it will grab all those stubborn little brow hairs. At least mine are really stubborn. They kind of like to go everywhere. Like that. I also bought a eyeshadow primer. I don't usually use eyeshadow primers. I prefer just using concealer. Because I have veins on my eyelids, I prefer something that's going to have a little bit of coverage to just cancel out the redness that I have on my eyelids as well as some of those veins. But I know tons of people that use eyeshadow primer, and for the sake of the video, I decided to get some. It feels nice. It's a little sticky, which is good because it'll give the eyeshadow something to stick to. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I got a couple different options just because I wasn't sure what I wanted to use for the video. So let's show you guys. I got this Muse Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. Looks like this. Has tons of fun colors, but I mainly got this because of these colors down here, which could be good for transition. I got this Sante eyeshadow. It's also nice and neutral, and it's matte. And then I got these two baked eyeshadow single things, and I got an eyeshadow. This is the same brand, Sante Color Up eyeshadow in the number 2. So it has some like gold and rose gold shadows, and then there's a nice highlight on this side. Okay, so let me start off with this one just so I can use this color for transition, and I'm gonna use that on a blending brush. So it's a little lighter than I wanted it to be, so let me just place it down, and then I might switch palettes to something a little darker. Okay, so I'm gonna try using this small little trio. This is the Sante eyeshadow in the color 2 as well. And I'm going to pick up the first color here. It comes off a little reddish on camera, but in person it's definitely more of a brown. Okay, so I'm just placing this color in my outer V area and working it towards the crease to create some dimension. I really like this blending brush. This is the AOA Studio E141. It's really fluffy and it's blending the eyeshadow really well. Now for the lid, I'm in between shades here. I kind of want to use this rose gold color. So let's give that a try. If not, we can use one of the other shades that we have in the other palette. So I'm going to grab this AOA Studio E143. It's just a small eyeshadow brush. I'm not gonna spray my brush to begin with, just to see what the eyeshadow looks like, and then we'll go from there. All right, it's a little patchy, so I'm going to spray my brush. I just realized I didn't get any primer water, so I'm just gonna be using one that I always use for my shadows. And let's see if that makes a difference. Oh yeah, definitely. So you want to spray your brush with this eyeshadow palette. Okay, so I don't think I like that eyeshadow at all. It's splotchy. It's basically getting lost. I feel like I have nothing on my eyes right now. So let's try something a little bit different. I'm going to be using the eyeshadow She in the color Sexy Smoking. So you get like a goldy shade and a darker like grayish, greenish shade. Let's try this on the lid and see how that works. I'm using the same brush. Oh yeah, right off the bat, I like this one so much better. My brush is barely wet and it's going on so much smoother. I definitely like this duo so much better. I'm going to spray my brush and see if that even goes on more vibrant. It makes it more of like a foil eyeshadow. Okay, I think I want my V to be even more dark. So I'm going to pick up this color right here. It's almost like a purplish color. It looks really bright on camera, but in person, it's like a purplish brown shade. So let me get another brush here. This is like an angled crease brush. This is the AOA Studio E140. I'm gonna pick up that color just a little bit. It looks like it's really pigmented. And I'm going to place it just in the outer corner here. Okay, let's move on to eyeliner. You guys know, I don't think my look is complete if I don't have my wing liner on. So let's give this one a try. This is the AOA Studio Artista Eyeliner Pen in black. So this is what it looks like. It has a really small tip, so it's gonna be really easy to do your wing. Again, I can't talk through this, so you guys just have to watch what I do. But as I said before, I like to start off in the inner corner and work my way back. So for the outer corner here, the cat eye, I just follow the natural line coming from my bottom lashes and I flick it upward like that, and I connect it to the top. Eyeliner is definitely one of those things that once you have it down, don't touch it, don't look at it, because the more you try to perfect it, the least likely that they're going to be perfect. And to top it off, the line is going to end up really thick. So once I set them down, I look at it, and if they're perfect, they're perfect. If they're not, you know what? It is what it is. So let's move on to the eyelashes. I got this Skinny Wonderlash mascara in the color black, and it is also from that AOA Studio. The wand is really small, but I'm gonna be using false lashes, so this is totally fine. I just needed something to coat my lashes with to apply my falsies. I have a feeling this mascara is gonna be really good for my bottom lashes because it's really separating them. Okay, so for lashes, I got two different styles. They're both in that AOA Studio Premium Lashes brand, and they are the 3D Faux Mink. I got in the style Carleen, which a lot fuller and definitely wispy. And then I got this ones in the style Tory, which just look a little darker and like the band is a little bit thicker. So for the video, I think I want to use Tory. Let's try these. Now I didn't get an eyelash glue just because I only ever use my trusty Kiss eyelash glue. So I figured why try something different when I know this one works for me. So let's give these lashes a try. The band is definitely really thick in this style, the Tory style that I'm gonna be applying today. So what I'm gonna do is put some glue on and set them aside to give that glue some time to get tacky. All right, so I'm gonna let my lashes dry and I'm gonna move on to my face. So they had this AOA Studio Buildable Satin Foundation, and I got 3 shades because I couldn't figure out which shade would match me best. So this is what they look like. Of course, the moment I got them, I knew right away which one would work best. So I got in the color 311 Cappuccino. This is definitely too dark. I might be able to use it as a cream contour, but not for foundation. And then I got the 310 in the color Amber. So this one is in the color Caramel. I think I'm gonna give these two a try, Amber and Caramel. So let's see what this looks like. It comes in like a little dropper. So I put some on the back of my hand and see which color. Yeah, I think Cappuccino is going to match me. Let's take a look here. Yep. So I'm gonna apply this one first, see how it looks. Okay, so I got this sponge to blend everything out with, and let's see how this works. The foundation is a little too red for me. I prefer, or I'm usually more of a neutral undertone, neutral to warm undertone. Yeah, it's definitely really red. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but the difference between my face and my neck, it's really red. Can you guys see? So what I'm gonna do is try a little bit of this amber color. It seems a little bit more neutral. So hopefully this adds a little bit of a different shade. We have to make this work, guys. Okay, so in terms of coverage, personally, I feel like it's not really covering much. I like a full coverage foundation like I mentioned in my previous video. So if you like more of an everyday light foundation, this might work for you. I have the sunspots, the freckles, so I prefer something that's gonna cover those. And it also has that satin finish, which I knew when I bought it. And I don't mind it too much, but I know the moment I get outside, this is gonna melt off my face because I am oily. So that's just something to keep in mind. So let's move on to concealer. Hopefully this saves the face. I'm using this Muse Cosmetics 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the color Caramel. I feel like that has no coverage at all. If anything, it just added some brightness, but definitely no coverage. Let me apply my lashes before I move on and forget. Okay, so the lashes are on. Let me apply a little bit more concealer and see if that makes a little bit of a difference in terms of coverage. I also sometimes, this is a little trick, with concealers that are a little bit lighter in coverage, I like to place the concealer and let it sit there for a little bit. You know, just a couple seconds. You don't have to wait for it to just completely dry up. But when you wait for it to set for a little bit, it kind of thickens up the consistency. So let's leave that for a second and see if it makes a difference in terms of coverage. I'm gonna blend this side out just because around my mouth, if anything, I just like things to be a little bit brighter. I don't really care for coverage in that area. All right, I'm gonna try blending this side out. Okay, so a little bit more coverage. Still nothing that's as, you know, high coverage as I like it, but it covered a little bit more of those freckles. All right, I'm gonna grab one of these blending brushes. This is the AOA Studio High Definition brush in E104, just to blend out the inner corner here of my concealer. Okay, so let's try this AOA Studio Perfect setting powder, and this is just a matte translucent powder. It's usually what I like to use to set my under eyes. So I'm just gonna be using the same blender here. I probably shouldn't have worn black because this powder, I don't know if you guys can see, it's getting everywhere. I'm gonna put some on my nose, around my mouth, and I'm gonna put a little bit right in the center of my forehead. Wow, that powder got everywhere. It's really fine, so it kind of just splattered everywhere. But let's keep it moving. So I'm going to be using, I got a couple of eyeliners. I got this AOA Studio Gel Liner in brown. I also got the Celebi Pencil Eyeliner in black. I'm going to be using today let's try the Celebi Eyeliner Pencil in black. I really like that. I try not to pull on my under eyes or touch my face when my foundation is on. That's why you don't see me pulling. Oh, my eye is watering. I think I poked myself without realizing it. But I don't like to pull on my under eyes or try to, get the waterline to be uncovered. I kind of just do a trick of putting my face down and lining my waterline that way. Just personal preference. I don't like to touch my face when my foundation is on. So now let's put a little bit of that mascara on my bottom lashes, since I still have that baking on. I really like this mascara for my bottom lashes. It really separated them and made them look super long. All right, so let's remove this baking. I got two finishing powders in the shade Nude and in the shade Beige. They're from that same AOA brand. And let's try Nude. Again, I like to press in first, and then when I get to that baking, I kind of swish the brush like this. So, I think that just washed me out. No! I love the eyes, but all of the face products are just doing me so bogus. I'm getting so disrespected by all of these face products. I don't like it. So that powder made me look very ashy. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but in person, the colors just don't match. The powder looks ashy on my face. I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna try to save this. So hopefully it oxidizes and matches my face a little bit better once it settles in. I don't know, but I'm gonna try that same color that I used on my crease, and it's the color Chestnut. I'm gonna try on like a contour first just to see what happens. I don't want to put this all over my face and it be too dark. Oh yeah, I definitely like this shade as a bronzer slash contour, especially because, like I said, that powder kind of made my face look really ashy. this shade, Chestnut, is warming up my face and giving it dimension again. So for blush, I got 2 of these. They look the same on camera, but in person, this one is a little bit darker. So I got the color 2 and 3. These are the Sante Sunshine Blush Duos. Let's try number 2 first and see how that works on my skin. I'm going to use this bottom one just because I feel like the top one is going to be way too light. So let's put that on my brush. Oh, that's a nice shade. I'm using the AOA Studio F28. I really like this brush. It's fluffy yet dense at the same time, because there's nothing that I hate more than a blush brush that's like flimsy and just gets the product all over instead of where I want it to be placed. Because like I mentioned in my last video, I don't like the blush to be just here or even here at all. If there's like a hint of it in this area, totally fine. But I like my blush to be higher up this way. All right, we're almost done, guys. So for lips, I got 3 lipsticks because I wanted to give them a try. These are the Muse Cosmetics. On the cheat sheet, they are called the Luxe Matte Long Lasting Lipstick. I got them in color 4, 3, and 1. So I got a red shade. I also got this like matte mauve shade, which I think I'm really gonna like. And the last one is like a berry color. For some reason, these 2 look almost identical on camera, but they're not. As you can see, this one is a little bit more mauve, and this has more of like that grape wine undercolor. So I am going to use that mauve shade, and let's see how these apply. It has like a vanilla scent. Okay, so then I also got some lip gloss. This is the AOA Studio Lip Pop Lip Gloss in the color City Girl and Role Model. So let me swatch them for you so you guys can see what those 2 colors look like. Ooh, these look really nice. Okay, so we have Role Model. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of like a sheer peachy color. And then I have City Girl, which is the one on top, more of that mauve shade, which is what I'm going to be using today on my lips. I really like that combination on my lips. The lip gloss is not sticky at all, which is really nice because there's nothing that I hate more than a sticky lip gloss. It doesn't matter how juicy it is. If it's sticky, I don't want it. But this feels more like a cream. Really nice. All right, you guys, and this is it. This is the final look. Let me give you guys a closer look at how the makeup came out. And honestly, I'm kind of happy with it. There was a couple struggles. I know you guys saw it through the video, but I think now that everything is on, it just kind of all came together. So let me give you guys kind of like a rundown on the things that worked and things that didn't work for me. Okay, so in terms of eyeshadow, my favorite definitely was this duo here. The gold, once you wet the brush, it becomes more of like a foil shadow and it looks really nice in person. I don't think the camera is doing it justice. It looks so nice in person. In terms of the brushes, honestly, the bamboo brushes, I'm really impressed by them. These are really good. And They're literally $10 for 10 brushes. That's a deal you cannot say no to. So for eyeliner, I really like that eyeliner, the liquid liner that I use, the AOA Artista eyeliner pen. It dried down to a matte finish, and that's key. I do not like a liquid liner that's like shiny and it just looks really cheap. I like my eyeliners to dry down matte, and this one did. It was $1. You can't beat that. In terms of face, you guys saw I was struggling with my foundation. I did not like this, the AOA liquid foundation, buildable satin foundation. I didn't like it. It was too sheer, the color didn't match, and then the satin finish, I should have known when I got it that I wasn't gonna like it because I prefer a matte foundation. But I thought with the powders we can make it work. I mean, we did. The face is matte. I don't feel shiny at all, but the color is a little bit off. So I also was not a fan of the powders. As you guys saw, AOA Perfect finishing powders, not a fan of them. Didn't really do much for me. However, I did like the blush. So I recommend this. This is the Sante blusher in shade 2. I didn't use shade 3, but they're from the same brand, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. The color is buildable. It looks really nice on the cheeks, and it's not splotchy at all. I'm actually really impressed. Like, I would not believe that this is $1 makeup on my face. It looks nice. It's not splotchy. So I'm really, really happy with the results. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys want to give any of these products a try, I will leave the link down below to the Shop Miss A website, which is where I got all these products from. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more videos of food, fashion, travel, and makeup. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.